Oh, am I back on stream? Yeah, alright. PlayStation decided to do the error code right with that emotional ending. Anyways. Watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces. Jesus Christ, this will be fun. Da 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 da. Wait, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave it at the set. But you actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience you're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock at your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whatever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. So nice. So nice. I love developers giving that to the game. Also, PlayStation fucked me. I did not want to do that again. Anyways. Yo.
Stanley worked for a company. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh?
Oh,
New content?
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Wait, was it crashing a part of the game? Because, like, my game crashed, so my stream did. Was the crashing a part of the game? Did the game specifically crash it so that I would see the new content? Ah, yes, it's starting to make sense now. What the fuck? I don't even know what the...
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
I did not know, but okay.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
It was on PlayStation
The Stanley
Plus.
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
You know what? Me too, Joe.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Gerald, I love you, man. So is it going down?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Watch them run. They will tear each other into pieces.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh yeah, we have jump now. We've gained access to jump. Oh, Oh, no one's got these moves. No one's got these moves. Boom, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. You can call me a Mario. How I'm jumping up and off these Goombas. Oh, I hope that wasn't important.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Anything else I'm missing? No. I think I prefer The Office more than this.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yeah.
Look, Gerald.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's
Gerald,
see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Twitter.
It's my fault, Stanley. I
it's
built
called
up too
X
much
now.
anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such
It's okay,
expectations.
Gerald.
If
You're
still with me,
2022.
why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
You know what, Gerald?
What do you say, friend?
You know what, Gerald? I would like that. I would like that, Gerald. Also, holy shit, 2013. I'm older than Stanley Parable. Oh, what? Gerald?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Brr. That's just such an easy trick. I'm venting, guys. Boom. Boom. Down. 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 Boom. Down. 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 Boom. Down. 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 Down, 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 down.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I got the Ultra Deluxe as my first game, so I don't even know where we draw the line.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, so I think I played like the original, and like I'm not gonna say I did all endings, but I think I did a few of the endings. And then it's just, since my game crashed, it's put me onto. Oh, hang on, come on, that view would be majestic. Game, I'm begging, please.
Just read it all out.
Hang on. Okay, no, I'm not getting with it.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all
Persona
of them.
3 reference!
It's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Gerald, I didn't play the original game. This is my first impression of it. I don't give a shit.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Are we done yapping? I don't know. I don't know what Gerald doesn't understand about the fact that I did not play the original games. I did not play these games before. The serious room. I want to be in there. Actually, I don't think I've unlocked the serious.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, it's done.
But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
I'm regretting
Wait,
going down the new
hang
content route.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Yay.
What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh my God, I don't care about meta commentary about reviews and games.
Honestly,
and how bad they
I
do.
could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny.
Hang on,
with his
Gerald
humor and
was
dialogue
great.
proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick.
Gerald, I love you, okay? Just don't worry about it. Okay, Pornhub review.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Well, the game...
Well, the idea for the game's good. For someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light
It's a
and
goat,
airy as it,
and it's
well,
nude.
I thought it did, but maybe it wasn't.
Look, Gerald, I'm really reaching for
What
content
an
here
awful
because I
memory
did
to
not
have to
play the
hold on
original
to.
fucking
These
game.
black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Look how
Perhaps the
terribly
Stanley
you
Parable
rendered this
isn't
in.
quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Like, what the fuck is this?
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If
Oh,
I'm
wait,
truly
what?
too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Oh.
Not if it means we
Oh,
can
yes,
strike
give me
these
that power. I
negative
do not want to
reviews
hear
from the
you yap
record.
about
Only
reviews again.
positive reviews of the
Oh,
Stanley
good.
Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay, yeah.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the
Yeah.
button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you
what the
ever
fuck?
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only...
Alright, see you in 20 years now. Gerald? Gerald? So who's watching me? Was that a smoke detector? I can't tell. Anyways, that hurts.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Gerald, I like that you're back, but Jesus Christ, no.
The end is never the end,
Oh,
is never the
Jesus.
end, is never the end, is never the end,
End is never the end, 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 never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, it's 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 never the end, never the end, it's 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 never the end. It's never the end, 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 it's never the end. Gerald, is this time correct? This is lonely. Gerald isn't back yet, though. This game underestimates my patience to the bit. Are they getting lazy? Please. Jesus. I broke the cycle. But at what cost? Gerald, my friend. Gerald, my friend. Gerald, my friend. Gerald, my friend. Is this another test of patience? I will pass it. No, screen's black. Is Gerald back? Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, loading, is never the end, loading, is never the end, is never the end, it's never the end, is 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 never the end, it's never the end. It's never the end, it's never the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No new content. Alright, I'm bored.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
I don't even think I've gotten all the endings in the OG game. Anyways. Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Curiosity Peak. We're back here.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, when?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I'm fine. I think I started playing this game like an hour ago. I did not ask for
Stanley
this.
Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Fuck
but of
you,
course,
Gerald.
in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the...
Okay. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No new content. I really don't care.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The confusion ending stays on top.
Yet there was
and
not
new
a single
content is
person
just
here
him
either.
Yapping.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wait, what? To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes isn't rich. What a life it would be to have to just pick one. Oh. What an interesting riddle. I think just now realizing you can open all these things. Look, Gerald, I found something new. Just by pressing the jump button from earlier. I thought I found a new ending, but no. Guess we're just gonna go get viciously murdered.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Whoops, nope, never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative.
Well, I'm literally just...
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
What's up there, up there? 2845, right?
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
Okay, stop patronizing me for trying to find a new ending, Gerald. This is why I liked confusing ending the most. We really bonded on a deep level.
Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I don't take fall damage. I'm not dead.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Well, it didn't kill me. I'm just too smart.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, this is getting trippy. Oh my god, this is like credits. It's just the same.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
one
well.
last thing.
Perhaps he wanted to
Go
stop
back to
by the
confusing
employee lounge
ending,
first,
or whatever
just to
was,
admire it.
And then I just want to see if there's any parts we can stay from.
Yes, truly a
Before I
room
then
worth
leave.
admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the
He's
maintenance
tired.
section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Then Cody went down.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
No.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's,
Oh yeah,
left.
we're gonna be diddling our fingers for a bit with this one.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, just hurry up.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Make it drop on the top, never lob. Cahoots.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything?
Oh, look at the trophies quickly. Oh yeah, there is a test trophy.
When we were back in that room with all the monitors, did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story. I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story.
Like you,
Here
Gerald.
it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
Oh,
Is this
back
the
here.
story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Can we move on?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
No.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story...
Okay, I don't think there's anything new with this. No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single...
Let's look at the charity list again. Door 430. Yeah, 430.
Here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I'm gonna stay in the closet. I'm gonna stay in the closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I'm staying in the closet and I'm gonna fall asleep.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Gerald, you wouldn't understand. I have to stay in the closet.
You
I
do
can't
realize
come out
there's
of
no
the closet.
choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
But
I never would
dialogue.
have thought to mention it.
It's so fun though.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my
You said
favourite."
XD, I'm getting out of here.
I hope your friends find this concerning. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Note there, but it's too blind.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
I'm going to the beginning of the game.
all of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks? Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
That's 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. 415. 415. 4.
Now, back to door number 437.
I'm having fun.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Wrong one.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417.
Okay, Now go climb on Employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Door 416.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
Wow. Yes, this room. What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Jackson, you was fired years
Look,
ago.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your
There's
side.
a card
Give me a
of some
chance.
sorts.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop.
Oh, what is this? Oh
I
no,
would,
this is the nice
we
ending.
would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here... No, wait. Where are you going? Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I can't
Please, Stanley.
find
No!
It's the only
No.
way.
No, what are you doing, Stanley?
the only
Please, I'm
way.
asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? But you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be
I know
rid of
your
it?
game's great.
You were literally
make me
willing to
question
kill
my
yourself
mental
to keep
state.
me from being happy. Am I
I just
reading
want
the
to get this ending
situation
again
correctly?
without my PlayStation offing itself.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back. All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay, I'm done. I think I'm done. Yeah, this was a fun game. I'm gonna go watch Markiplier or whatever YouTuber play it now. Bye bye.